If you're in the market for a luxury saloon with a budget of £31,000, look no further, because this S7 is the car for you, and I'll explain in 5 minutes or less. Let's go. So Audi S7, my initial thoughts, and my God, am I impressed, because this vehicle is absolutely phenomenal, an absolute weapon of a vehicle. The first thing I want to mention is how good this vehicle looks on the outside. When me and Harry were doing the intro video there, the first thing we mentioned when we watched the video back, just to make sure I was speaking English, was at how good this vehicle looks. I think Audi have absolutely nailed the styling and transparency, not just in reference to saloon cars. I think this vehicle is one of the best looking vehicles currently for sale on the market, and I honestly mean that. I mean, that Navara blue paint just absolutely transforms this car, certainly in contrast to those stunning 21-inch V-spoke diamond cut wheels that make this car look so sporty, sleek and aggressive. It's just so Audi, and my God, have they nailed it. So a true credit to the designers on that note. Into the inside now, this vehicle's got over £6,000 worth of optional extras, naturally on top of an already well-spec'd S7. To note a few, you've got comfort and sound pack, so 360 parking aid, properly configurable that as well. There's lots of different cameras you can fiddle between, front and rear sensors as you'd expect, but ultimately you get your Bang & Olufsen sound system as well, which I've said before and I say it again, is the best speaker system you can currently buy, short of Bentley's name, but I know that Bentley name speakers are quite renowned for blowing up, so God knows what those footballers in Cheshire are doing with those. But I'm digressing. Tour pack on this car as well, big features, so adaptive cruise control, lane assist and Audi Presense. So the top two, well taken care for on the motorway, so a really pleasurable driving experience there. The Presense pretty much is Audi's collision assist, sort of within around town, etc. Extended leather on the armrests, both on the center console and on the door cards as well. On the note of leather, these Valcona leather seats are amazing. I love the quilted stitching, talking about Bentley, very Bentley-esque through the center, but I think they look so stunning. They're extremely comfortable, both giving a very good compromise between really when you're chucking it in around bends, they hold you in nice and tight, but certainly there's no compromise to how comfortable they are as well. They are heated, I've got one on full. They're electric with driver's memory with comfort access on those as well. Dual screen through the middle. I love those dual screens. The functionality is brilliant. They actually work really well. They require a bit of a harder push than normal, which is good because you end up, when you're trying to use it, not accidentally pressing something. And sometimes I find with the single screens, like with Volvos, I don't think Volvo have quite perfected it. And I think Audi have absolutely nailed it on this. The design on the inside is so sleek. Everything you touch on this car feels premium. There's nothing worse than getting into a premium brand car and something just feel a little bit cheap, plasticky, not well put together. No chance of this happening in this S7. Everything is phenomenally well built. As you'd expect, all your creature comforts, navigation, Bluetooth, DAB, dual zone climate control. You've got really good configurable lighting on the interior as well for the ambient lighting. Naturally, being an S7, virtual cockpit is a godsend, transforms really your driver's view and how you get on with the vehicle. I think virtual cockpit makes a massive difference. Again, making this car look so sleek and modern. The engine itself I touched on. When I first heard Audi were going to make the S models like this, a diesel, I wanted to throw up in my mouth a little bit, but since driving the car, I'm not disappointed at all that they decided to do it, because my God, is this vehicle phenomenal to drive. Firstly, on the motorway, doing motorway speeds, it's so quiet and comfortable. It feels like you're doing 40 when you're doing motorway speeds in caption, which I'm sure we all know what that really means. It's so quiet, it's so comfortable. You could do plenty of miles in this car and not feel lethargic or tired at all. Visibility is also really good in this vehicle. It's very open and aired in here. I'm a really big fan. I also love the swage line and the sort of just flared rear arches you can get there as well. Again, just giving it my driver view, really sort of plenty of things for me to look at and enjoy. The vehicle itself, I mentioned the engine, is that 3-litre TDI V6 that's synonymous with Audi, producing 345 brake horsepower. 0 to 60 times on this vehicle are acclaimed to be between 4.8 to 5.1, so in the sense of fairness, let's give it a 5-second 0 to 60 time. However, because it is a diesel and they're quite trick, you can get some very sensible MPG on this car. Combined, this vehicle will do 35.8 MPG. And just how well does this vehicle perform? Well, I'm on a nice B road. Let's give it a punching sport. The drop down's brilliant. I mean, the absolute, oh my God, there's so much torque lower end naturally with it being a diesel, but this car just picks up and goes. For a car that weighs 2 ton, it's actually very direct and not nimble through the corners, but you don't feel like you've got a 2-ton beast that you're sort of just ploughing through these corners. It's such an effortless vehicle to drive, and it's extremely capable across all brand of really how and when you want to drive a vehicle in that comfort mode, or like I'm in now, in sport. And my God, does this vehicle absolutely tear these stunning roads we've got up so well. I mean, just want to bring it back down to earth a little bit, because that is a phenomenal drive. I mean, Audi have absolutely nailed it. And also a really good tone to that diesel note as well. And I'm not too disappointed it isn't a petrol in truth, and that takes a lot of bravery for me to say, because I've always been very anti-diesel in a way, but Audi have managed to sort of convince me otherwise with this vehicle. On that note, I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. So that's it for a bit of a wrap up. Now, we've had this car, I advertised it about 18 hours ago. We've had 3 phone calls on it, and Jack's currently working a deal on the car, so this might fall on deaf ears, but we'll let you know if it is still available. If not, I'll be surprised to know it is, because as I mentioned, massive value for money. The vehicle itself has had 1 private owner from new, full Audi service history, so it's extremely well looked after. One thing I forgot to mention were the Matrix LEDs that do a little dance every time you turn the car on. Pretty neat. Anyway, Audi S7, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a like, comment and subscribe. If it's still available and you're after it, speak to Jack or Craig, but we will let you know in the description if it is. Thank you.